Nick Walker back again, season 2, episode 6, Veterans Day, and it's a real important day to Boyd brothers and the Boyd family. We have a lot of drivers that was military. I have a surprise for you guys. I have a surprise driver here that'll talk about his experience, but we'll get to him later, and I'll introduce everybody to him. But I just wanted to come on and first of all, I want to thank everybody for their services, because that's an important thing that a lot of people did for this country to ensure us our rights, and to be able to walk safely and freely through the world. And I definitely want to say thank you. And towards the end, or maybe the middle, before this podcast end, I think we'll do a moment of silence, for the veterans, and especially the ones that died. And like I said, it's an important day here at Boyd Brothers, and we usually always put out a video or something, and today we decided to do a podcast on it, just to honor, just say thank you to the ones who served in the military. But as usual, when we start these podcasts, we always, have reminders that we need to put out there, because safety is always important, guys, and always. And a couple things I want to address on the safety side before we move forward. Definitely rolling stops. I've seen an uptick in those over the last few months. So guys, let's pay attention to that. When we're rolling. I know sometimes we get caught in our personal vehicles pulling up the stop sign sometimes, and you can see both ways. But that stop sign don't have rolling at the top. It says stop. So let's make sure we're making complete stops before we're moving forward towards stop signs and stuff like that, And I also, I think I put a message or a fleet message out to everybody, letting them know about the holidays and, how everything is kind of slimming down now because we're reaching those major holidays. So, talk to your fleet managers about what you can do extra to take, that extra money home, because, we know we all need that money for the holidays. I know I do. And also, just another thing, just a reminder, as long as we're doing all this stuff that I talk about and doing it the right way, we should be going through scales, getting clean inspections. Let's just make sure we're doing that. And that was just a quick little safety reminder I wanted to remind you guys about before I got into what the day's actually about. And the day today, it's actually about Veterans Day. And if you don't mind, let's take a brief moment of silence for the ones who died in the war, and then we'll move on. So. And I'm back. All right, guys. Veterans Day. Yeah, Veterans Day is a time that we pay respect to those who serve for one day. And the whole United States, we try to come together and pay our respect to the veterans. This holiday started as, a day to reflect heroism, for guys who died in our country. And the day was originally called Armstick Day. And it fell on November 11th because of the anniversary of the signing of Armstick, and that ended World War I. And in 1954, the holiday was changed to Veterans Day in order to us to account for all veterans and all branches of the military. And so, I'm glad that happened way before my time. But it's a special day. I have people that served in it. I have family who have served in the military. I don't think some people, realize, what goes on to ensure that we're able to sleep freely. And to the audience that don't know who this is Mr. Daniel Hall. Daniel Hall is a lease purchase driver at Boyd Brother. He does us a great job, never complains. And I'm sure after I ask him a few questions and he talked to you guys, you'll see why. I think this is a great guy. And first of all, I just want to tell you, appreciate your services, man.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Hall, talk to me about, what branch did you serve in?
I served the United States Marine Corps.
All right. Tell us a little bit about, your experience.
I enlisted at 17, right out of high school, graduated a year early. Actually bribed my mom to sign the paperwork for me. I did my basic training in Parris Island, South Carolina, and served with the 2nd Marine Expeditionary Team in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
And I know some of that stuff, I know it's secret, top secret stuff. Some of that stuff you can't talk about, but just kind of talk to the audience about, stuff that you make and, talk about, tell us about that experience as far as, what was your day-to-day duties,
Pretty much day-to-day duties with the second expeditionary team. I was a ground pounder. I was a grunt. For the guys that didn't serve the Marine Corps, their numbers are different than everybody else's. We were 0311s. Day-to-day for us, when we weren't actually out in the field, we would field strip weapons, clean them, practice with our target practices. We'd run different scenarios. We would be fully prepared for whatever we were going to encounter if we were deployed out.
Good deal, good deal. And tell me something about this. Veterans Day is approaching. So what's your perception of other people in Veterans Day? And also, what's your take on Veterans Day? What does Veterans Day mean to you?
Well, as of the first part of your question, how I see everybody else when it comes to Veterans Day, a lot of people that haven't served or haven't had anybody in the military don't understand the dedication and the sacrifice that we make to keep what we have. I mean, if it wasn't for the military, we wouldn't be doing anything we have right now.
Yep.
So for them not to acknowledge that part and the sacrifice that we make being away from loved ones, family, friends, being overseas for months on end, they don't understand that aspect for us, and we don't get that communication from home as much, especially when you're in the field. So it's a little hard seeing guys, and every time I see them, I do it. I don't care what branch you served. You are my brother in green. If you are a female and you served, you are my sister in green. I'm going to tell you thank you. I know what you've been through. I've been through it. We have that bond. Now, as of what I would really like to see more of is the guys that do proudly wear their insignias. People don't acknowledge them. They call them different names. Different times of war will have different outcomes. I don't see any difference. From the guys that started the military to what we have now, they're all my brothers.
Yep.
Past, present, laid to rest in Arlington, they are still all my brothers. What it means to me is coming from a military family, I've always had that discipline for it. I knew some of the things that some of my family went through. I understood it more. It actually means a lot more to me now after serving than what it did before I actually went in.
And just to get kind of off bases a little bit and kind of just have a little fun. Give us a fun story that you and some of you guys may have had or done while being in the military, man.
We were running a scenario. We were going to help to work with a Marine detachment attached to the embassies. Those boys definitely have a lot more training than we do. They live, eat, sleep, embassy. That's all they do. Well, as the second expeditionary team, we are their reinforcements. We started doing an exercise with them. I was attached to a 5-man fire team. We all were fresh green guys in the fleet, all wearing we thought we were big dogs until they told us what we were going to do. And I took one step off of the transport and fell flat on my face. I did not account for all that weight we had to get. Because they tell you, come to the back, look down, step. Well, when I did, my other foot did not come down with me, and I landed flat.
Yeah, because when you think about military, everybody's all seriousness,
Yeah.
And I know at some point, you guys kind of gather up and have a little fun.
Oh,
So
we had fun with it. That's how I got my first call sign as a Marine.
man,
They called me
good
Thumper.
deal. Good deal.
It lasted for 4 years.
Good deal. Well, good deal, man. Well, we definitely appreciate you, coming on today, taking your time out of your day to come speak to the audience about, Veterans Day and what it means to you and your family, and how important it is, to you.
Well, boyd's my family too.
There
So
you go.
anything I can do to help this family as well as the family I have outside of this job, It's all the same.
We really appreciate that. And I just first of all want to just say again, thank you, and I appreciate your services. And to our audience, I just want to say thank you guys for listening in. If you want to follow us on Facebook, any social media platforms. You'll see a Boyd Brother. Just not Google, but enter Boyd Brother Transportation, and you should be able to find us. And to any drivers out here that's looking for a driver career versus a driving job, choose Boyd.